The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now your hosts, Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. Yes, indeed. It's we're back after a couple weeks. And,
I missed you for 2
I missed
weeks.
you, too. I missed being here, too, in front of all the audience here. I mean, it was a great trip out there. Remind you, first of all, 877-927-6648 if you'd like to join the program. And, of course, my new Health Signals newsletter, and we're going to talk about the new newsletter coming up.
Excellent newsletter.
Yeah, thank you very much. And, of course, you can contact Paige and I at Nico or Paige at TFNN.com.
And we enjoy your questions. It makes the show exciting. So
yeah,
give us
and
a
we
call
have a
today.
couple today from people, so we're going to hit on those too. So, first of all, it's a great day here. We had a little rain this morning, but it's 66 degrees here in downtown Clearwater, Florida, and we're coming from you in this beautiful SunTrust building in the TFNN studios. I hope everybody's doing great.
Let's talk about you.
Yeah, let's talk about the competition. I got a silver medal, so I came in second place.
We're so proud of you.
Well, thanks. It was great competition, the most professional ever. I think each year it gets better. 3,500 participants in this.
Wow.
So it was just really good. 5 days of competition. My fight, the gold medal fight that I had with Ken Cameron. Really close fight. In fact, it was tied at the end.
I hope, was Al going to be able to show a couple pictures?
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
Awesome, great.
So, I got second
You look
place.
pretty
I was
awesome
very
there.
happy. Well,
You're in control.
I was in control of him. I was on top all the time. He's a little bit smaller
Always
than I
make
am.
me on top.
Yeah, it's definitely better on top. He is a bottom fighter. He comes from the bottom and attacks. And he attacked me for about half the fight, and then I got control and started passing him and doing my
So that's
things.
what you're saying. Even though you were on top,
He was
that
very
was
aggressive.
his skill on the bottom.
Yeah.
So you have to know your fighter.
Yeah, and I had met Ken in 2 previous fights. I had won my division with him, and then we met in the absolute, and he beat me with an armbar. Very skilled
And
tactic.
how old is he?
He's 58, so he's 10 years younger.
Yeah.
But he's been in it for 10 years. And really great guy. In fact, one of the things that I really enjoyed was before the fight, we were both in the bullpen with lots of other fighters. And, of course, we recognized each other and chatted. And for about 15, 20 minutes, we talked, about our backgrounds. He comes from Canada also, which is really cool. And so we really talked about jiu-jitsu and our background and how much we enjoyed it and loved the game. And really got to be friends. So
Sounds like you have a really tight group. We were looking at pictures, too. And so after the competition, the tournament, you and a bunch of guys
we went to Mammoth.
To Mammoth Mountains.
Mammoth Mountain, California, to go skiing. And fix my ear here just a second.
And then you were saying that they had a snowboarding competition for black belts only as part of the jiu-jitsu. So the jiu-jitsu contestants or so forth?
Well, there was a bunch of guys there from Mammoth who ran a jiu-jitsu studio that Eduardo, our professor, knows, and he wanted to enter that competition. In fact, Eduardo won. He's a great snowboarder.
Yeah,
so all the guys in...
so he won the...
He won the snowboarding competition, yeah. And then we have a rookie brown belt, AJ, who's one of the top fighters in the world in his class, and he won the rookie. He had never been on a snowboard. This kid gets on a snowboard and shoot down the hill, down these blue and black slopes, which are the fastest slopes, and he's like... he picked it up like nothing.
Well, it looked like a great time. Bunch
Yeah.
of guys, like you said, 20 to 70, all men.
Yeah, it was 6 of us. Took a van up there, had a cabin right on the slopes, and it was a great time. I hadn't skied for 20 years. I lived in California for a while and skied quite a bit. And then in
Did
Canada.
it come back naturally?
The first day was a little shaky. I thought, oh, what am I doing here? I'm going to be here for a week.
Did you ski or did you snowboard?
No, I skied. I figured I wasn't going to change in midstream. I've been skiing all my life, and even though it's been 20 years, I figured it would come back pretty fast because I had gaps before, and it came back pretty fast. The first day was shaky. The thing I think that got me the most was the altitude change, and that I was gasping for air a little bit, so I had to stop quite often.
Should have taken your brown bag and done the repeat brown bag breathing for CO2.
I should have done that, yeah.
Well, you know, though, higher altitude people have longer lives.
No doubt about it. And when I got back, I noticed the energy changed and how easy it was for me to breathe.
You know what I've been doing when not to change the subject, but that popped in my head, you know, because I've been trying to do the interval training.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I feel like I'm trying to get air, we all think air, we're thinking just oxygen, but it's not always oxygen, guys. It's the CO2, which is so important. So I'll put my hands over it, and breathe my own breath like that. And I feel I get more energized from that.
In fact, we have a thing in jiu-jitsu when we are running low energy, we want to re-energize. We breathe through the nose and hold it in and let it out real slow through the mouth.
Exactly.
And
the slowness, because what happens is when we hyperventilate, anxiety, hyperventilation is really blowing out and getting rid of all your CO2. So, you know, we think, oh, oxygen's important. Oxygen is important, but it's about balance. It's about having the right CO2.
The reason the CO2 is there is very necessary. So what it does is also slows down your heart and lets you use the oxygen more sparingly, and then the CO2 is what really balances things out.
Well, we're so proud of you. So,
well, thank you.
So where do we go from here as far as competitions?
Well, the next will be Miami, because I only do this 2 a year.
Right.
And Miami's 6 months from now, so I get a 3-month break and then start training again. But sometime this year I will become a black belt, so I'm out of the brown belt competition. So for
and
brown
you've done
belts,
all this in 2 years.
Yeah. Almost
amazing.
2 years. I've been a brown belt, and I've got let's see, two gold medals, and I've got 3 silver medals.
That's wonderful, Nico.
So it was really good, and it's competition is really important, I think, because it sets your mind into a different level. It makes you realize what you need to do to be on the same level as those people competing. And you're really competing against the top people in the world. The Pan Am, so the Pans are one of the highest level competitions in the world for Jiu-Jitsu. So it's something to be proud of, for sure. I am.
Oh, we're proud of you.
Well, thank you. Anyway,
keep up the good work.
Let's go to work. Let's talk about the newsletter, and the opening page on the newsletter is titled "What Are You Really Eating?"
Oh, I like this article. And, you know, everyone, if you are not subscribing to Nico's newsletter, it's fabulous. We don't have the time to go into it because it's so full of information. We like to, on the day when he releases it, just give you a few highlights and really key in. But this article, well, what are you really eating? It's talking about food fraud. And, you know, I think we all know about the seafood fraud. You know, we've got imitation crab and imitation scallops. Where are they really coming from?
Calamari.
The calamari. This is what this article is about. That in many restaurants and in taste tests, people have not been able to tell a difference. They're actually having pork rectum, which is called pig bung. No, it's the sphincter of the rectum.
Yeah, the sphincter, well, which is part of the
end
of
you're right. I know. Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting, but I mean, clean intestines are probably all right.
But that's what they're saying, that no one can tell the difference. And I think what's the takeaway point from this article is the fact that this is what we're seeing. We're seeing lots of imitation foods, and one of my favorite ones to really use illustratively in practice, and we were talking about what's good for you, is honey. Because we talk about how honey is a superfood. Yeah. Honey has been used for traditions, for ages, as a wonderful adaptogenic multi-nutrient, like it's loaded with B vitamins, a hormone balancer, helps with anemia, repairs the stomach lining. So it's just fabulous.
For sore throat.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
But this is the thing. In this research that they did, 77 to 100% of all the honey tested from the big box stores, the chain grocery stores, or the drugstores, I can't believe anyone would buy honey at the drugstore, was completely void of the healing pollen.
Wow. With
the exception of co-ops, farmers markets, Whole Foods type, Nature's Food Patch, Trader Joe, completely healthy intact honey. So remember to where you want to buy your food.
And this survey was really pretty extensive, but most of the products that are mislabeled are in the larger stores.
Exactly.
You know,
the box stores. The Sam's Clubs, probably, the box stores.
Probably so.
So the old adage, know your farmer, know your fisherman.
Yes, samples sold as snapper or tuna had the highest mislabeling rates, 87 and 59% respectively. So, I mean...
So you're getting ripped off.
Yeah, you're getting ripped off. And unless you're in Florida, probably snapper and tuna and stuff like that is probably harder to get mislabeled here.
I think it is because, you know, we actually, a lot of the seafood restaurants around here actually have day boats where they go out and they catch it. Yeah. So we kind of know our fishermen.
Yeah. And I have my favorite fish store that I go to, and that's where I only buy my fish. And there's another store that, in fact, one of our listeners, Alan, sent me a link to Wheat Fields, or Wild Fields?
Wild Fields here in Clearwater has just opened up, and you said that they do carry grass-fed beef.
I went there and talked to the guy, and he has grass-fed beef. Let me see which, I got to make sure that it's the right one. Wild Fields Marketplace. It's on West Page Drive.
Yes, that's a local
So I did
one.
go in there. It used to be Surf and Turf.
Exactly.
And when it was Surf and Turf, they had grass-fed beef, but it wasn't grass-finished. Now,
and that's a key point.
Yeah, Wild Fields. I hope this place stays open. It's kind of funny. Part of the space is taken up by a big truck sitting in there.
I know, but it's a cute display.
It's a cute display, but it takes up half the store, it seems like. And I mean, he could put a lot more stuff in there. So.
But for those of you that aren't local, remember what we're saying. You want to know your farmer, know your fisherman, and there are sources on the website, on the internet, where you can order seafood delivered to your house on dry ice. Vital Choice is a great one for seafood.
Yep.
Right? And then just start looking for Wholesome Harvests and things like that, where you can order your grass-fed meat online. There's a lot of sources, and that's what we want to eat.
Yeah. So the second article in my Health Signals newsletter is Gwyneth Paltrow's no-carb diet for children.
And she's getting eaten up from the dietitians who are claiming that her children are going to be missing vital nutrients. And as we all know, there are no vital nutrients that we get from carbs. No vitamins, minerals, etc. Amino acids. Nothing non-essential from carbs. We can get all of those nutrients from other foods, proteins, and fats in much better quality.
Yeah. That's for sure. And then the next article is about sugar. It's called "It's the Sugar Folks," and it really talks about how sugar is actually toxic, and also talks about how things that are in boxes and things mimic sugars. Of course, those are your highly processed carbohydrates.
Anything that's going to cause that insulin spike.
Yeah.
And the next article, I really liked this. Blood pressure lowering drugs may increase your risk of death. And I think this is really important because we often talk about, remember, these kind of conditions like cholesterol lowering and blood pressure lowering have been very successful at selling pharmaceutical drugs and creating an annuity.
Yes.
And what they found in this study, that the people who were not heavily controlled, to keep it under the 120, the people that were, kind of vacillated in the 130, 140, had a better outcome from all cause of death. And the key point there, the little-known connection between carbohydrates and your blood pressure. Low-carb diets help keep your blood pressure low.
Yeah, that's the diet we're all talking about is the healthiest one. There's no doubt about it. So the number here is 877-927-6648. I'd like to talk about a topic or just discuss what we're talking about. Please give us a call and pick up my Health Signals newsletter, and Paige and I will be back in a couple minutes.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a 3-fold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the program, folks. It's Nico and Paige, and we're living a primal lifestyle here. The number is 877-927-6648. And we're talking about the Health Signals newsletter to kind of recap and show you what's in here so you can make a decision on subscribing, because I think if you want to be healthy, you need to do your own research, and this is a great place to start.
Well, the key thing about subscribing, too, is you have very valuable links that then take you to further articles and resources, and that's something that you don't get in just a paper PDF. You're delivering it with the links.
And one of the things, I had a client the other day bring me some vitamins. Am I taking the right kind of vitamins? And she brought in most of the stuff from the drugstore, the typical stuff that people
kind of like what I talked about, how most people, when they bring them in, I'd say, I'd rather see you take nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And this gives you a clue. This is called 6 things you need to know when you're buying vitamins and supplements.
This is what we kind of covered a couple weeks ago. Synthetic vitamins. One of the reasons that I carry inventory in my office from very select manufacturers is because I'm very particular. I'd rather you take nothing than take something that actually is known to be a carcinogen or
probably
suppress
not the
immune.
greatest vitamins. You need to go to health, and you need to support the healthy stores. So why not go to a health food store and start doing some research on what companies actually are good for you, and we can always recommend also to you.
Exactly. And if you get this list of 6 things that Nico put in the newsletter, will kind of help you start reading labels. You'll find out that if you're looking at a shelf of one supplement, probably 9 of them are going to be no good because they're going to have these excipients in them.
Exactly. And next article is about sunshine.
And protecting the eyes.
And protecting the eyes, yeah. And we really don't think about that. We put our sunglasses on and we go about our day. But
well, we've been indoctrinated to believe that sunshine is going to damage our eyes.
Right.
And it's just like our skin. Sunshine can damage our skin if we don't use common sense.
Yeah.
But if we use common sense, then it's going to be fine.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the best protection is clothing, and you need to get some sunshine. You don't have to get overexposed naturally, but it's a great article.
I like the key points. Antioxidants for the eyes,
yes,
getting proper rest.
And some exercises. And, one of the things that happens...
It's a muscle. Our eyes are a muscle.
And, because we watch TVs and we're using these mobile devices and we're doing things in our modern society that we're not outside as much and we're not really focusing on far away as much as we used to, then you need to substitute getting some exercises. It's just like we want to exercise our body a little bit differently than we used to do because we're not doing what we used to do.
Do you need readers?
Do I need readers?
Yeah, like the little to-read print, like in a menu or at night?
No.
See, I don't either.
Yeah.
And I'm 50 and you're older.
68, yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. I think that's good. The last time I had my eyes checked, my eyes improved.
Yeah, mine are pretty improved.
I don't wear glasses or contacts, but I do see better.
Yeah.
when I wear some, when I'm driving at night. Driving and sometimes reading, like speed limit signs, the white background. But again, these super antioxidants, and we list this in the newsletter. I love astaxanthin. These really help build the eyes.
Yeah, and also things that take away from your eyes are the grains again. The anti-nutrients. You're not building cells. You're not replacing the cells as they age. So if you're not getting a replacement of the cells in the eyes, then they start to deteriorate.
The sugar. And the ages, the glycation products. So, yeah.
Okay, so the next article is Early Humans, Wheat Cultivation and Your Health, and it really talks in depth about what's happened when we started eating wheat. And I think it's important to really know, and there's really real physical evidence on that. So I put it all in here. And I think you'll find it very interesting.
That's a very interesting article.
Why butter is a health food? Of course, we talked about that many times, another in depth. And then I've got under some recipes how to make your own butter if you want to. I think it's
so easy to do, especially if you go to like a Whole Food Co-op and you're getting your milk, and you can start to make your own butter. And again,
fun thing to do with your kids, perhaps.
Just reminding you guys, because that is such a crucial food. You're getting your vitamin A, your D, your conjugate linoleic acid, which is so good for weight management and everything, and building healthy cell membranes. Just remember. Find a co-op, buy it raw if you can find it, but if not, look for brands at your store that are from grass-fed cows, because the grass has the nutrients that we're looking for.
Then I got a great recipe for bacon-wrapped salmon cakes with asparagus, and you're going to love this recipe, and it's very detailed, so you can make it yourself. And then I have some Primal Lifestyle type of exercises, a real conditioning, what you should be doing, and what's going to help you to get better. And then the last page has some pictures of me in my jiu-jitsu competition.
Yoo-hoo, look at that, in the heat of battle.
In the heat of battle.
You look pretty tough there, Nico.
It was a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. It was a lot of fun. Folks, the number here is 877-927-6648. Please join us for the next segment of the show. Please pick up the Health Signals newsletter. And, of course, you can always reach Paige or Nico at TFNN.com. So look us up. Remember that these shows are archived on the Living a Primal Lifestyle show. So livingaprimallifestyle.com. Of course, they're on YouTube, and you can find them on iTunes and as a podcast. Talk to you soon.
You've heard Nico De Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit, and on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. And on the line, we have Kay Rico from Costa Rica. Hey, how's it going, Kay Rico?
Hey there.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I commend you for fighting in the competition that you do, because it's very physically and mentally demanding, and you never know how or what your body or your opponent is going to do at any given split second.
That's for sure.
I mean, you're a little older than me. I can't fight anymore. I don't play the game. I don't have the lung capacity. If I go up to the high altitudes in the mountains here in Costa Rica, I feel like you did when you were up in the mountains for your skiing. Yeah. I just feel I'm like, where's my lung capacity going? What's happening to my body?
Thank God they didn't have the competition up there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, you know, you guys, I know that I have to share this with you because
Sure.
many years ago, I think it was 1987. I'm sure any of us could look it up on the internet. I have to make time to do it. I was watching a show with my mom and dad. I was visiting them I was in the country, and we were watching Bill Moyers. He was doing a show from China, and here's the thing. They were showing gentlemen who were fighters, and they were actually using mental powers to repel men coming at them. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Well,
I mean, in
Qigong
myth-
is kind of a Qigong thing. They can... Qigong masters do stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a few mystical martial arts that do that. You know, I've been in some of those classes. I've seen some of the techniques, and you really most of the things that I've seen is the students kind of allow things to happen. In a real fight, you know, I'm not really sure. I mean, anything is possible, I guess.
I'm not really sure I'm not really sure either, but what I was watching, my mom and my dad and myself were drawn into this TV show, and Bill Moyers confessed, or what's wrong? I have to use the right word. He made it clear this is not fake.
Right.
This is no shenanigans, and you know, and I'm sure we could find it on the internet. I should take the time. Sometimes I admit I'm lazy, but you know, every subject that you've talked about this morning, you know, while you guys were talking, I had my little speakers up, boosted up, and I was cutting my vegetables and my raw foods and preparing for food later. Mm-hmm. And I always take a shot of honey, which is the real good stuff that I buy here. And I know that there's one subject you just talked about, eyesight.
Yeah.
I don't ever believe that my eyes will get better or repair themselves from years of sun damage on living in Mexico on the water reflection. Mm-hmm. And I've been in the dark room since 1971 doing wet negatives, microfilm, and then using microdot machines for reading.
Yeah, and then you got the chemicals to deal with also, yeah.
Yeah, and the eyesight, my eyes told me when they were going changing prescription when I was working in dark rooms where, like, okay, the prints are coming out a little blurry.
Yeah.
And when you're working under the red light, you don't really realize as you're making a print that it's a little blurry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there are some exercises that can help. How extensive they can help, I think, is individual. But I noticed that the eye exercises do help me.
Have you seen the pinhole glasses?
Yes.
Yes. You know, they're relatively inexpensive, and I think those probably really help because so much of our eye dysfunction is muscle-related because it is a muscle.
Yeah.
And if we don't exercise those muscles, they're going to get weak.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, and I do exercise left to right muscle exercises with my, my eyeball, but I'm just realistic that I put a lot of stress in.
Well, it's only so much exercise can do. Both the rest of your body as well as your eyes, no doubt about it.
It's fascinating. You guys, your eyes, you don't have glasses. You're sitting doing your show.
Yeah.
I don't need readers at all. I mean, the only thing that I need help with is nighttime reading signs a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, that's just a gift.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, thanks a lot for calling, Kay Rico.
Always nice to talk to you.
Okay, thank you. Nice talking to you guys.
See you soon.
Great. We had an email.
Yes, we did.
I forwarded to you from Alan Taylor, and he said, Nico, what's your opinion on black currant seed oil or even evening primrose oil? He says, I know you and Paige.
Or barrage oil.
Yeah. I know you and Paige said you're getting away from the omega-6, so I thought I'd ask. It's not only omega-6, but it's also, like fish oils are more omega-3 and omega-6 mix, usually about a 3-to-1 to 1-to-1 ratio, and that's what we want.
Well, because of our diet, and most people are eating the corn-fed, grain-fed animals, pork, chicken,
Right.
beef.
And what this does, folks, is
we get a ratio of 20 to 1 instead
sometimes
of
30 to 1,
1.
but depending, the worse the meat is, the higher that 6 ratio goes up. So we want to try to get rid of the 6s. However, the 6 in that and the 6 in the evening primrose oil and the black currant oil is a different grade.
Yeah, listen to this quote, and we wanted to address this, Alan, because it is important, and really Nico and I both decided these oils are a little different than our typical poly oils, and this quote kind of stated it.
Yeah.
It said, anyways, first I want to remind the readers that evening primrose oil, black currant seed oil, and borage oil, et al., are poly omega-6 medicinal oils as opposed to poly omega-6 food oils. See, the medicinal oils like evening primrose oil, black currant seed, and borage oil are refined delicately and rather expensively and non-chemically from the parent materials while being refrigerated. There's a big difference between the two. And the difference is these oils have something called gamma-linolic acid. So this is a little fraction that has been purported to really help with hormone balance, particularly for women. And also it helps to release some weight, help you with weight release. And I think it has a lot to do with rebuilding cells. And I made that comment to you.
Yeah.
Again,
it's rebuilding cells, it's getting rid of waste products, you know, it's definitely the cell membranes.
see, most of the poly, I like the way this author wrote it, the poly omega-6 oils are usually from soy and corn and canola, etc., and they're they're cheaply made and they're processed and
Highly
they're
acidic.
And remember anything that's a polyunsaturated oil, think of it this way, poly, there's lots of room for error. There's lots of parking spots on the cell. That's what I like to mean. Saturated means all those parking spots on the cell membrane are full. There's no room for error or damage. That's why we like the saturated fats. So, yes, Alan, those oils would be better choices. The black currant seed oil is really a special oil. But those 3 are better, but again, in very small quantity. We both kind of like Ray Pete's ideas, so kind of sitting here trying to decide, but I'm going to minimize those a little bit.
It's a great question, and that I hope that answers it. And doing research is going to help you to really decide how much of the stuff you need. You don't need much of these types of oils, but they do help women in menopause and things like that, don't they?
They do. But again, what we want you to get is saturated fats and omega-3s from animals that have saturated fat. I think that's the bottom line.
I want to thank everybody who sent me links to, Alan sent me a link, and also Wayne sent me a link, and those articles that we spoke of in the newsletter about the grains and what America's eating came from my readers. My listeners, and so it's really important. It really does help.
And the newsletters.
Now, one of the things that I looked at, and I get a newsletter from Lauren Cordain every now and then,
and he is the founder of the Paleo Diet.
Yeah, kind of. I think he's the second guy that really did the most massive research, and I've read most of his 6,000 pages of documentation about how he really
he's a very educated guy too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he teaches at the University of Colorado.
University of Colorado, right?
And one of the things he says, if you're buying processed, cured, and canned meats, this is really something that you should eliminate from your diet. And there's many reasons why you should be eliminating. Having it once in a while is not a bad thing, but if you're having lunch every day with some kind of processed meat, even sliced turkey, sliced chicken,
no way to Subway.
Yeah, well, Subway, of course. That's another fast food. But even if you're getting it from a nice deli that even makes their own, sooner or later you're going to run into problems health-wise, because it shouldn't be a intricate part of your diet. Once in a while, once a couple times a month, you're probably not going to have too much of a problem. But
how much easier would it be to roast a chicken and then slice it and have the chicken for your sandwich or a turkey?
Yeah, we need to think, once a week I get the crock pot out and I'll put some beef in there, I'll put some chicken in there, and it's very easy. You set it on for about 8 or 10 hours and the stuff falls apart afterwards, and you can add any spices you want to it, some vegetables.
You almost don't I am finding you don't even have to add a lot of spices.
No,
I mean,
I like it bland myself.
I like the pink salt.
Yeah.
And a little bit of garlic.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I throw some black pepper and everything, so I love that. But he really does go into depth with this article, and I might include that in a future newsletter. But I just want to let you know that processed and cured meats and things like that, eliminate them from your diet as much as you can. And certainly I enjoy a little salami now and then, but to have it, on a sandwich all the time.
So, speaking of cured or processed meats or whatever, let's talk about bacon, because, you get your pork from a special
from Thompson's Farms in, and he doesn't make a lot of it. I put an order in just before I went on my...
Do you get bacon from him?
I get bacon from him, and the reason I like his bacon is because it's cured the least. It's a little aged, and it's cured only in some salt.
Right.
It doesn't have the smoke in it. So it's a little bland when I first got it, I thought, but now when I go back and try some other ones, they're so highly flavored. I really like it's a lot of fat, and we even save the lard that comes from it and use it for cooking.
It's so funny because you'll think about that, we are like, oh, this bacon fat, but that's what a great cooking
that's the great
oil.
stuff.
It's better than what these seed oils that it's a shame, I think when I see some of the older people and I see the age spots, we call them liver spots, I think. It's really called lipofuscin. Do you know that's really from aged oils? And that's from oils that have gone rancid, and so you start getting
vegetable oils, mainly.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Not
and again,
saturated
vegetable
fats.
oils are not from vegetables. They're from, and if they were from vegetables, probably wouldn't be any good anyway. But they're mostly from grains and beans.
Grains and beans and seeds, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now, did you listen to the ad that Tommy had put together?
That's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I am a personal trainer, and of course I want some business, and we put together a nice ad for my studio, performance training. So if anybody has any questions about that, you can always call me at 727-418-8740. If you're in the neighborhood and you want to drop by, it's at 730 Indian Rocks Road North. It's called Performance Training. Glad to show you around the studio. I only have morning hours there. But we're also going to put a nice ad together for you.
That sounds great. And, I was thinking, is with Skype and a big screen, why couldn't you do some personal training consultation with some of these people
Probably
that live?
yeah.
I mean, because you're so smart about structure and, proper form. I mean, that's the key. A lot of people are working out and they're not using the proper form.
Well, with proper form, what you can do is you can do a lot less, first of all. And I really believe in high-intensity exercises, but I also believe in the slow and easy type of where you have really good form and you go through the motions. So your body gets used to certain things. I have these machines called RoboFlex Extra Trainers.
Right.
And they're just fantastic machines because they mimic the human body
And you're
functions.
the only person in the world that has those machines.
Yeah, basically.
Because they're from Russian?
No,
NASA?
They were made for NASA during the space when we were planning to go to Mars. They were really made for the space station. When the project ended, I ended up buying a few of these units.
That's unique. That gives you a very unique edge.
And the thing I like about them, they don't hurt you as much because they're so accurate. And they also have the resistance strapped across the joints, just like muscles do. So they give you a great workout very quickly and produce very fast results without hurting you as much as you do with free weights and gravity. And that's basically the way to explain it. You really have to experience it to really see what it is. I have people that come back to me years later and say, I want to work out with you again, and the reason is because it doesn't hurt as much. I can get much more accomplished. And you can do a lot more.
Less is not always more.
No.
I mean, no, less is more.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah. But you can do more, so it's very cool.
I was glancing at this article. We were talking about, can distance running be a part of a healthy lifestyle? And actually, I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing, but it made me think of, how long-distance running is a stress-producing event, in my opinion.
Highly stressed, yes. And it takes you, especially real long distance, the marathon, takes you beyond what your body's really capable of, which is great to do once in a while. I did a marathon once. And
well, I have a couple questions. When we come back from this break, I want to ask you about that running, the difference between interval and that kind of stress.
Yeah, we'll definitely go into that. Still a chance to give us a call, folks, 877-927-6648. So please give us a call. We're right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle, folks. It's Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke here in our final segment. And before, you were asking a question about the running.
Yeah.
And is that actually good for you, long-distance running? And, you know, I was a runner for many years, and some of my favorite things was going for a 10-mile run. And I always thought I was in pretty good shape. I think I'm in better shape now. You know, your body can get used to anything. Mm-hmm. And you'll be in kind of good shape if you're a runner. There's no doubt about it. But if you look at the body of a marathoner...
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. There was some image that I saw on the internet. There was a picture. Mm-hmm. I was going to try and Google it, but like the image of a marathon runner and the image of a sprinter.
Yeah.
And just from a common sense standpoint, I looked at that picture and I thought, is there any question as to who's the healthier person?
Yeah, it's the sprinter.
I mean, the muscle,
Yeah.
you know, the shape, I mean, in fact, marathon running, I believe, would fall into the category of what Hans Seeley would say would be a severe stress adaptation.
No doubt about it.
And I mean, the body
you're
is
overstressing your body.
You're catabolic.
Yeah.
You're breaking down muscle. Most marathon runners have very lean muscles. I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't some benefits, but a lot of the studies show.
Well, Jim Fix died of a heart attack. You know, and you would think that a marathon runner would have a great heart. However, it could be stressing the heart too much.
Exactly, because if your body is forced to break down muscle to survive, the heart's a muscle too.
Yeah.
But one of the things when you know, we were talking a little bit about the breathing with Kay Ryko when he called in, the lung capacity. I mean, Dr. Mercola and Dr. Al Sears talk a lot about, Dr. Mercola calls it his peak 8 training.
Yes.
You have your thing that you do,
yeah.
And then Dr.
That's high interval
Sears,
training.
Yeah, pace.
Pace.
The idea is that we really want to build our lung capacity more than anything else, more than the cardio. We want the lung capacity, and at some point we have a finite amount of time to build that up.
The way you build that is a very short, high-intensity exercise with short periods of rest in between. And you can vary this. I mean, you can do a 30-second sprint with a 2-minute rest. You can do 5-minute high-intensity with a minute rest, depending on what you're trying to accomplish and what you're training for. When I trained for the Pan Am Games, I was doing high-intensity 5- and 6-minute bout on a trampoline, and then would rest for 1 minute.
And I've seen you on the trampoline. Boy, you lift your legs.
Yeah,
it's really
high stepping, high running, arms and legs, you know, to maximum for 5 minutes straight, going all out, and then resting for a minute and repeating.
I do flights of stairs right by the bridge. When I do my walk, I do flights of stairs, and I'll do like 4 flights of stairs, and I'm tired after that. And then I just like sit or stand at the bottom and do like 2-minute recovery.
You've got to be careful with stairs, because if you're not used to them, then of course you know, I had one of my clients was saying, well, I went up to you know, 13 flights of stairs. I was doing okay, so I did it 3 times, and then did it 5 times, and then he gets injured. So you know, you have to start slowly. It's kind of like switching from running shoes to barefoot shoes, and then you know, that takes you about a year to get used to it. And anything that you change drastically, your body takes about a year to adapt.
And so, just kind of segue into that,
Yes.
the barefoot shoes and the running shoes. If you've been running or walking, this is something you need to do with a little bit of a break-in period, right?
No, a huge break-in period, because you're changing. Remember, running shoes are tilted with your heel elevated. And now when you're going to barefoot, now all of a sudden you go almost a negative
your
heel.
Shoes, negative heel.
Exactly. So you're changing your body dynamic completely. So when you do that, you're going to have drastic effects if you overdo it. So you got to start off very slow, almost like you're beginning running again. And that's with all exercises. You have to start slow.
But we use more muscles of the feet.
It doesn't torque your knees. It's the basic thing. It's knees and hips. That's the show today, folks, and we're going to have a great show lined up next week, and we have a guest and the show after that. So, you know, and we're going to have some great guests coming up too. So stick around and enjoy the shows with us. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.